Hey parents, let's start with a fact that still blows my mind, and it will continue to blow my mind every time I say it. Your baby's brain, their central nervous system, doubles in the first year of life. And it does not stop there. They keep growing and developing. That rapid pace of growth and development continues for the next 3 to 7 years. So when we ask the question, what is the most important thing to check in your child's development? The answer is simple, it's silly, it's really obvious, and it's your nervous system. Making sure that that system is functioning at 100% is without question the most important exam and assessment any pediatric provider could ever perform. But here is the challenge. Traditional medicine, they wait for symptoms, they look for disease, they focus on this outside-in approach, and they look at things like blood work and MRIs and EEGs and physical exams, and if nothing obvious shows up in those exams, they say things like, don't worry about it. They'll grow out of it. But what if your child still continued to struggle with things like colic and excessive crying as an infant, tantrums and meltdowns as a toddler, speech delays and motor coordination issues like walking, crawling, things like that, sensory processing or emotional dysregulation, ADD, ADHD, anxiety, focus issues, and focus challenges? Those aren't things to brush off. Those are signs, they're signals, they're ways for your child and your child's nervous system to say, hey, help, I need help. My nervous system is stressed, it's stuck, it's tense, it's wound up. And that is where our practice takes a completely different approach. We use a technology called the insight scans. And today I want to specifically talk to you about one of the most incredible parts of those scans that we perform, and it is the EMG scan, or its electromyography scan. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. The first time I heard this, I thought, what? what? But don't worry, I'm gonna break it down. We're gonna explain what we're looking for and how we can use this to help with all nervous system issues, okay? And I promise you that this is a simple way to understand one of the most practical, parent-friendly tools that we have in our practice. So if you are a parent who is searching for an objective test that will finally show what's really going on inside the nervous system, this scan is exactly what you've been looking for. And one of my favorite parts is now we get to nerd out. All right, so we're gonna nerd out for a second. There is a two-way street when it comes to our nervous system. Okay, one set of nerves in our nervous system is called your sensory nerves. These send signals and messages to the brain about what's going on outside, both inside the body, like things like digestion, inflammation, tension, and outside the body, like light, noise, movement, all of that. So it sends signals into our brain. And then the other set of nerves are motor nerves, and they carry messages from the brain to the body, telling muscles when and how to move, when to relax, how to respond to the world around them. This system has to manage signals across 3.2 trillion cells every single day. And I don't know who counted all of them, but that's the number. So what this means is that communication has to be lightning fast, crystal clear, and constantly adapting to the environment. And your child's nervous system was designed to operate way faster than things like 5G. But if there is stress, if there's a subluxation, or if there's interference in that nervous system, it's like trying to run that entire system on dial-up. And when things start to break down, that is where we get more information. We get more information, and that's why EMG scan is such a game changer. Especially for our perfect storm kiddos, kids with autism, ADHD, sensory processing disorders, anxiety, motor and speech delays, anything and everything. This scan gives us a clear picture of how much stress and how much tension and imbalance is stuck in their neuromotor system. These scans are safe, they're quick, and they're packed with so much insight. There's so much information in these scans. And if your child is working with amazing therapists like pediatric PTs, OTs, speech therapists, and you've probably heard the word tone before, all right? They use that a lot, and we use it a lot as well. Tone is everything because motor function drives on brain function. If your child's muscular tone is off, they're tense, they're floppy or rigid or uncoordinated, and then their brain's development and emotional regulation is affected as well, most likely. And guess what? The EMG, this scan, tells us all of it. There are three main patterns that we see on these pediatric EMG scans, these neuromotor scans. Number one is the raging bull. Raging bull is this is where the child's nervous system is stuck on with the gas pedal down. They're constantly in a fight or flight mode. They're hyperactive, they're anxious, they can't sleep, they're always on edge, and their total energy score is sky high. The drunken bull is the second option, and this pattern shows up with kids who struggle with coordination, sensory challenges, emotional dysregulation, motor delays. Their pattern score and symmetry score are typically very low. And then, there are some kids who have both patterns. They're raging drunken bulls, right? And these are often kids that face the most intense challenges across multiple systems, things like behavior and sleep and digestion and learning and more and more and more. So let's break down what these scores and these numbers actually mean. So total energy score measures how revved up the entire neuromotor system is. A high score here is sympathetic overdrive, and these are our raging bulls. Like we said, that gas pedal is floored. The second number is our pattern score. This tells us how well organized and how well coordinated the nervous system actually is. A low score on this is a disorganized neuromotor tone, weak posture, weak core, emotional regulation struggles. And then the third number is our symmetry score. This one checks the balance between the right and the left sides of the spine and the brain. It measures imbalances here, and it typically shows up as sensory processing, motor, or learning challenges. And the most exciting part with all this is that with kids' nervous systems, they're still growing, they're still adapting, they're still developing. That means that we can make changes fast. We can shift the pattern early, and we can help the brain and body heal properly. Each neurologically focused adjustment that we make helps release tension and improve tone and restore that vital brain-body connection, and we can see it happen right there with our follow-up EMG scans because we do them periodically throughout care. So parents, mom and dad, the insight scans do exactly what they're named for. They give us insight into the most critical part of our children's health, and it's their nervous system. It's the mom of the entire body. It controls and coordinates everything, and it keeps all of these moving parts together. It is the glue. And just like a mom, when the nervous system gets wound up and exhausted, things start to fall apart. But it doesn't have to stay that way. It doesn't have to be that way. At True North Chiropractic, we'll create a personalized care plan for your child. Each of these adjustments, each is designed to release stress, unlock healing, and allow your child's nervous system to get back to doing what it was built to do, which is thrive. You don't have to guess anymore. You don't have to wait for symptoms to pile up. You don't have to wait for it to get worse. All right? I encourage you to click the link in our bio. Schedule your child's insight scans today and take that first step towards clarity, calm, and a clear path forward. We cannot wait to experience these miracles of neurologically focused chiropractic care with you. Mom and dad, you got it.